gardening outfits today. And so I want to show it to you. The other day my son came up to me and he said, "Did you cut yourself?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Oh, I thought that was blood on your shirt." Well, it looks like it, but no, that's paint from my kitchen paint. And so I got some on my clothes, of course. There's some down there, here and there. Now on my pants there's also some paint, some white paint. Some on that leg, some on this leg. You might ask, why do you wear those paint clothes? Well, I wear them because they're comfortable. Do you like them? So, this is not a fashion show. Gardening is not a fashion show. Some people think it is. They think they can't go outside unless they're looking good. But I go outside to work in the yard and get dirty. It's not a fashion show, and it doesn't matter what you wear. Just get out there and work in your yard. The wind is blowing again today. Yeah, I had a pallet leaning up against the fence. It blew down. Got twigs here and there that have fallen out of the trees. So there's always something to do. Remember a few videos ago when I planted my corn? And I planted 4 kernels in each little area in case some of them didn't germinate because they were older seeds. Well, guess what? If you've been watching the videos, you noticed at the very end of one, I showed one of the rows of my corn, and you know, almost every kernel that I planted germinated. So I'm really excited about that. But I had to go through and thin them out because I only want 1 corn stalk every 12 inches. So we're going to go look at the corn now. The last few days it's been growing really well. And my crookneck squash is coming up. I had to replant it. I had old seeds that I planted, and one of them came up, and I decided, man, I've got to get out there and plant these that I have that are more current. I bought them this year, and so I planted more crookneck squash seeds, and they're great. They're just coming up like crazy too. The broccoli I planted is doing well, and my potato plants are getting really big, and I noticed some blossoms on one of them, which means that there are little potatoes starting to grow under the ground. So I'm excited about that. I also planted some Hubbard squash, and it's coming up. So we're going to go look at those things, and then tonight, yeah, I think I will. Well, let's see, should I or shouldn't I? I have some tomatoes that should go in the ground. Yeah, I think I'll plant them, some of them, tonight. So let's go on a little tour. Here's the corn. Looking good. Here's one of the crookneck squash basins, and there's also little elm leaves and twigs here and there from the wind blowing. Anyway, there are 3 coming up right there. I have 6 basins of crookneck squash. That one's got several coming up, and just a couple right there. And basin number 4, 5. Oh, and there's 4 plants coming up there, and a couple there in number 6. That should be plenty for my neighbors and myself. There's one of the broccoli plants. Starting to get bigger, looking good. This one's smaller. It looks like the wind has been beating it down with little sticks. And this one over here. And this one right here. That one had a struggle at first. And there's this one that I didn't want to show you because it has a pest problem already, which makes me really sad. So you see there's some damage right there. Over there, this leaf has been chomped on. That leaf has got some pest damage and it looks like it's ready to fall off right there. Sad. Well, I have some more broccoli starts that I will put in the ground in a different location. And here are the potato plants. They're doing well. There's a couple of blossoms, which indicates growing potatoes underneath. The peas have been blooming and starting to make little pods like this. There's little peas in there I can feel. So I'm happy about that. See that? How you can see right through the outside of the pea? Those little peas growing in there, telling you what is to come soon. So you know what I call that? A sneak preview. Yeah. And there's another one. There's some more. Wow, look at that one. Look at that sneak preview. You have to have the sun shining behind it. Oh, look at that. It's got a lot of them in there. Fun, fun. Hey, this is in my raised bed. And I'm behind some garlic here. See the scapes up there. I need to learn how to use those. But look what's behind them. This is not a sneak pea view, but it's a sneak bean view. So there's my little bean patch. Bush beans. Some are green, some are yellow. I've never grown the yellow beans before, but the guys down at Deep South Homestead inspired me to grow some yellow beans. So I'm gonna try it this year. This is part of my carrot patch. I know you're gonna say, wow, look at those weeds. But see the carrots? They're so tiny that I wanted to wait until they were just a little bigger before I go through and pull out all these little succulent weeds, because I don't want to accidentally pull out my carrots. So I need to be careful when I do that. And then usually with a lot of these weeds, I will drop them, kind of like chop and drop, but it's pull and drop or pick and drop, along here, and they will die and just nourish the ground. Carrots there. There's carrots here around this waterer, and more of those weeds, but I'll get them. And then I planted some zinnias. They're going to be Lilliput. Well, they are Lilliput. Lilliput zinnias, so they're small. There's a couple over there. There's one over there. I tried to go around the circle of this waterer with the carrots in the middle, but some of the zinnias didn't germinate, at least not yet. Maybe they will. Or maybe the ones that are germinating will fill in. I've got some cabbage, or not cabbage, but spinach right here. There's a dead elm leaf that fell on it from the wind. So I've weeded a little bit of these. and I just have a little patch. Just 4 little rows. This I also noticed on my way over here just now. It's a bird nest that must have blown out of the tree. This is where I planted 4 Hubbard squash seeds, and I have 4 of them that have germinated. So that means all of them. Some of these sticks and leaves out of here so you can see what we're talking about. There you go. While I'm here, I'm going to check the soil. Yeah. So it's moist right there. So there they are. Yay, I'm really excited about that. I haven't had Hubbard squash for a long time. I'm in the Big Dreams garden now. The first thing I'm going to do is rake up some sticks and twigs that have been blowing out of the trees. And then I'm going to dig a few holes with my shovel, pull a few of these weeds that are around the holes. The reason why I'm not going to weed the whole thing is because number 1, I'm lazy. Number 2, I'm tired. Number 3, maybe this will be a no-dig, no-till garden in this area. Is that 3? Number 4, yeah, whatever reason, I'm not going to pull these weeds. It's in dry ground, they're in dry ground. I mowed them the other day, even though they weren't very tall at all, because this place doesn't get water unless I specifically water it with a hose. I'm going to call it a no-dig, no-till garden for now. And I'm not going to pull any weeds to speak of tonight. I'm just going to try and get some tomato plants in the ground. I hardened some off last night and today, and I'm going to bury them deep, and I'm going to put protection around them, some milk jugs, and also some tomato cages. So let's get busy. I made 11 holes for 11 tomato plants. The ground was pretty hard in some places. So I'm going to get my hose and fill up the little holes that I did make and soak them really well. And then tomorrow I will come back out and plant those tomato plants. In the meantime, I will get some old milk jugs that I have where the bottoms are cut out, and I'll get those ready. 11 of those. And as you see, I also got out some of my tomato cages, the biggest ones I have, and I put those around the holes. Some of them are super duper sturdy. Some of them are the old-fashioned kind that aren't as strong, and they do fall apart sometimes. And then I have 3 of them that a friend of mine made, and they made them out of fencing material. I think it's just like 4-inch square fencing. So I have those, and I'm excited to be getting my tomatoes in the ground. I need to get everything planted. Summer is upon us, and you know, I love summer, but I don't like the first day of summer all that much. And that's because on the first day of summer, the days start getting shorter. The daylight starts getting less. That's always sad for me. But the heat and watching the sprinklers water everything and you know, running through them occasionally. That makes it worth it. Summer is still my favorite time of year. I just get kind of sad when the 21st of June rolls around because I know that the daylight will be getting less. I appreciate you hanging out with me and watching this video. I hope that you're able to grow a garden this year, whether it's out in the yard, out in the field, out on the porch, in a sunny window. I hope you're able to grow something, and I hope you're finding joy in doing it. Remember also that even when you take it slow, you can accomplish a lot. Thanks for watching.